what in the world did Deion Sanders do to Christian Fauria? If you guys don't know, Christian Fauria is a former Colorado Buff, which is what shocked me about the clip I'm about to show you today. This man just went off on Deion Sanders. Just went off. He was asked a question about Deion, and he just went and went and went. And I'm not going to lie. There are some people who will agree with them. But what I don't agree with is some of the ways he critiqued Deion. And matter of fact, you're an alum of the program. I'm not saying you're supposed to like everything Deion does, but I do think getting on a mic and criticizing the head coach of your alma mater the way that he did in this clip I'm about to show you can only bring negative publicity. Let's check it out.
How about the direction of your alma mater with Colorado? Deion Sanders, the first 2 years, it was fun. Last year without Shedeur and Travis Hunter, it didn't work out well. Was that as what happened a year ago? Was that as good as it's ever going to get for Colorado with Coach Prime?
Well, see, you don't have enough time for me to get into that. See that helmet right there? It's some of my best memories of my life. I'll just put it this way because I don't have time to I'm just not a fan of the coach. I'm not. I'll never be a fan of the coach. I love the school, and this isn't me picking on Deion Sanders because I pick on Joe Gibbs. The worst coach I've ever had was Joe Gibbs. So me picking on Deion Sanders is nothing. I just don't like the way he coaches football. I don't think he's very bright. I don't think he can manage a game. I think there's a lot of flash, but I think there's no substance, and he's got a lot of people like brainwashed. And, we'll see. We'll see what he can do. But I'm not a fan of him. Not a fan of his coaching style, not a fan of his messaging. There's a lot of things, internally that I know about that I'm not a fan of. And it's just.
The question was, do you think they can be better than the season when they won 9 games and went to a bowl game? This man just went off a whole tangent on something else. And another thing is, I hate when somebody says, I know something, but I can't talk about it. You guys wouldn't like it if I put out a video and I said, something big's going to happen, but I'm not going to talk about it. If you're going to go on this rant and call the man not bright, say you don't like the way he coached football, well, hell, at that point, if there's something internally, give us some examples so maybe we can understand where you're coming from. But just to be like, I know some things, but I can't talk about it. Well, you feel comfortable enough calling the coach not bright? Come on, man.
Not worth my energy to sit there and follow it, and and go back and forth with the Emperor Has No Clothes crowd that support him regardless of how stupid he is sometimes. So yeah, that's the way I feel about it, and it bugs me that a lot of alumni just don't speak up about it. They don't say anything, and you
guys know why a lot of Colorado Buffalo alumni don't run to microphones and say things? Because Deion is under contract. And I was taught this a long time ago when I was a young kid. What goes on in the household stays in the household. Because when you start running around telling everybody your business, no positives can come from this. This interview that Christian Fauria is doing because he think the other alums won't do nothing about it. I'm going to do something about it. Well, all you're doing is bringing negativity to a positive time in Colorado. And by positive time, I mean Colorado, there's more excitement right now. They had a bad season, but they've hired a new OC. Everybody around the program is excited about the go-go offense. They brought in a couple guys from the transfer portal that the program feels like can be an impact player. Last season was bad. You get the offseason rolling, and now you got one of your alums who people love and respect, Christian Fauria, on a microphone bashing the coach. And not only bashing the coach, saying, hey, other alums know what's going on, and they won't speak up.
So, well, let me follow up then, because obviously you won a national championship there, but the school was irrelevant for a while. And some people will say, but Christian, at least we're relevant once again. What do you say to people that say that?
I think that's funny. I was like, wow, they got a new scoreboard. Hey, listen, Fox is like, fine. If that's what if that is what get you going, then good for you. Like, I don't listen. That's not what. Listen, it's hard to win at Colorado. It's hard to recruit in Colorado. They don't have. I get it. Like they've been bad for a long period of time, and it takes a special person. It's going to take a special person. So initially, I was all for it. I was backing everything that he was doing because that's what Bill McCartney did. Very unpopular, So he had to have the courage of his convictions, and and then ignore everybody else. But as time went on, I'm just like, wait, none of this makes any sense. I'm like, how long are they going to put up with this? And, what else are we going to do? So if relevancy and, having a sold out crowd, having people talk about you on Twitter, if that's what you want, well, then congratulations, you've achieved it. But I just don't know, like, is that the end goal? Just to be relevant, to have a new scoreboard, to have, have people talking about you?
When you're rebuilding a program, yeah, things like Fox picking up your games, getting the president to okay a new scoreboard and new facilities, being on primetime games, yes, that stuff matters because you can't get to the ultimate goal without steps. Everybody is not Indiana. Everybody is not Coach Signetti.
Do you want to win games? Win games the way you win games, the way you recruit, like, know everybody's name, give everybody the same attention, sing the fight song, learn the fight song. I would say then, you got business, but right now, all your victories are hollow in my book if all you care about is relevancy. They're hollow. They mean nothing. Win the Big 12. Go ahead, win that, and then okay, your methods work. But right now, listen, Zach, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I'm not a fan. I could really care less if anybody likes it or not. Like, my give a shit level is 0 right now with people caring about my opinion of Deion Sanders. Just the way I feel about it.
Now, look, I feel like everybody has the right to feel how they feel, and Coach Prime. He got to Colorado, bad season, then he had a good season, and this past season was a horrible season. So if you want to critique him for taking a step back this year, I understand it. If you want to critique him for making mistakes as a coach, I understand it. But the way that this man was asked a simple question and went on a 3-minute long tangent, and then saying things like he's not bright, I don't like him, I feel like that's when you get into it being personal. I am not what Christian Fauria would call a brainwashing Coach Prime. Hear me and hear me well. I think Coach Prime can improve on a lot of things. And I do not agree with some of the things that Coach Prime does. Like, I don't agree with him saying, hey, I'm not going to in-person recruit. I want my head coach to be a recruiter in everybody's living room. But Coach Prime has decided to do it a different way. I think those are the things you can point out and say rather than just win the Big 12. Yeah, if you win the Big 12, then you will. So if you don't win your conference, then you don't get the respect of the alumni. When before Coach Prime, hell, you couldn't win multiple games. I just think that is a crazy standard. And let's be honest, if there was no Coach Prime, I would not be doing this video, most likely. If there was no Coach Prime, Christian Fauria wouldn't be getting this interview, most likely. I just saw this and felt like it was personal, but maybe I'm wrong. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.